My name's Tyree, and I grew up in Hagerstown, Maryland. When I was younger, all I can remember is going to church. Saved when I was 6, baptized when I was 7. There was really no drama there. I remember just everything was great. Two-parent home. Knew my parents loved me. They raised me up in the things of God. When I was in elementary school, they diagnosed me with dyslexia. Had a reading comprehension problem and a really bad stuttering problem. Matter of fact, I can remember being taken out of classes just to take speech therapy. That insecurity kind of always hung with me. Went until I graduated from South High that things started to take a turn. Semester into my college career, and my dad died. I was 18. And my dad was my best friend. I could talk to him about anything. From that loss of my father, I felt alone. I was angry, bitter at God. I started going in a path that I knew I shouldn't go. And my dad's not around, so who's gonna stop me? I remember going to clubs and getting bad friendships, bad relationships, in the drug scene, violent, carrying a gun. I knew it wasn't right. I didn't understand why I was acting the way I was acting. I just knew that I was just hurt, lonely, scared, confused about life, and I knew it needed to change. One morning, I remember I just woke up and I was like, man, I gotta go to church. There's this girl at work and I knew she was a believer. I call her Grandmama Save. She had scriptures on her cubicle, and so I went to her and I said, hey, I'm trying to find God and I can't find him. She said, why don't you come to church with me, little big brother? That day, March 29th, 1998, was a turning point. I was in that service and I remember the pastor saying, if you want to have an experience with God, encounter with God, come down to the front. We have people to pray with you. And I'm like, I'm good. I didn't kill nobody. I'm a good person. I just smoke weed. I don't do crack, because that's bad. I heard this voice say, excuse me, little big brother. It was Bridget. She got up around me. She started walking down to the front. And I'm thinking, man, if this woman whose grandmama said needs more of God, I need God. And I remember just like getting up, walking down to the front. It was like for the first time in my life, I started to cry. Not because I was angry, bitter, upset, or confused, or frustrated. It was because on that day, man, I encountered the love of God. I look back and I get why I had to go through what I went through. And the pain of losing my father, it's still real. But he took the stinger out. I started plugging in to that church, started working with the youth, became a youth pastor there. And I remember taking kids out to the same streets that I used to hang out in and sell drugs on. I started taking students out, so it's almost like this dope dealer became a hope dealer. It's amazing. Fast forward a couple more years and still working with youth. He's opened a door for me to travel across the nation and talk to tens of thousands of students, coach and train hundreds of youth pastors. I thank God that he's counted me to be an ambassador, to be able to speak that truth across the nation and locally in my own community.